Okay. Istungon jokayadega. Istungon jokayadega. There we have another speaker in here. So see, we don't have good morning, so you're just gonna have to say, I made it through the night okay. Did you make it through the night okay? Istungon jokayadega. Base word for hayadega is hayati. Or so in a biblical way, it's hayati. But we usually say hayati. So it's istungon jokayadega. Okay. Then, okay, and word changes when you get two or more people. Istungon jokayadega. Istungon jokayadega. That's two or more people. Like I'm talking to y'all, I can say istungon jokayadega. I'm talking to just one. But if I'm talking to all of y'all, I would say istungon jokayadega. Two or more people. Okay. So this is where you're going to get into word changes and word meanings. Okay. And the ending a lot of times will change and a lot of times it won't. Sometimes you just have to use a number on certain things. Okay. So here we go. We're going to go to forms of greeting. I hope y'all been using this, because using it is one of the things that you got to do. You have to use this language. Istungo. And I remember now, the Mvskoke language has tone just like anything else. Every language has an accent and it has a tone. Every language. I don't care what language you're going through, you're going to have a tone and an accent. And like I use English people as an example, they got a lot of us. Like butter. How. They got a in it. And we got our sounds. And remember, our language is sounds. It is not, some people says words, and it is. And it can be a spoken language, but it is sounds. And I will prove that to you that it is sounds. Istungo. Istungo. Without problems. That's a literal translation. But in a layman's term, it's just is everything fine? Or is everything okay? Okay. Imungosha. Imungosha. Imungosha means is everything the same? Or is it the same? It's just the same. Imungosha. Istungon athaga. Istungon athaga. You around okay? That is athaga. The base word is athida. And of course, athida is like to go around or even a nomad. But this is istungon athaga, like, you're going around okay? And responses. Ihe tungodos. Ihe tungodos. Imungos. Istunges os seems to be okay. Things seems to be okay. Question. Abalwa tungon aboga. But while I'm talking, guys, I want y'all to hear my tone and the enunciation of the word. Okay. Abalwa tungon aboga. The rest living with no problem. Now this is in the household. I have my grandkids, so somebody come up and say, "Abalwa dongo naboga," I would say, "Eh," because I have the rest in my household. Okay. Abaldagi dongon aboga. Abaldagi is like your community, your church family, your ceremonial family, or even in your little small community town. Abaldagi dongon naboga. So that's what that, and right here it tells you abaldagi is two or more people. And sometimes you'll say jinakta. Jinakta. How about yours? If somebody says, a bodagi don't go na boga, the rest living with no problems in your household, you can say, Jinakta. How about yours? The ones that belongs to you. See, so see, this is something that and if y'all notice, we didn't go with Hishche. We didn't go with that. I really never used that. And remember, I'm no master, but I'm just teaching you the way I speak, okay? The way I speak.
Mahaya.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Shay. I had a question. Somebody asked me, you know, because I live in Arizona. Somebody was asking me how come in Oklahoma we use the word y'all. And I told them I really didn't know, but I was telling them that in our language, we do ask about, you know, like he said, a baldagi, talking about all the people in your house or your community or something like that. And I said, that's the only thing I can think of is that's why they use that word, you know, when they say, well, how are y'all, you know? And
well, actually, that's kind of like
know.
you all. The English all, it's actually you all, but we say y'all.
Exactly. And the one thing I've heard them say is that y'all's van? Y'all's van? Or car or whatever.
You know, I guess if you really want to get technical, like, is that you all's van? But see, in Oklahoma, I've heard Ewans, and you know, and I've heard that in English, Ewans. In my area, you know, we're really we're from Hannah, so we're really country out there. And some of these people that's, you know, some of them will say Ewans for y'all. And you know, my grandkids really picked up Hannah accent. I call it Hannah. Backwards, they'll say bye. When they say bye, they'll say bye. And you know, and I noticed that, and that's because I'm a language teacher. I hear these little things, you know, and I'll say bye for bye. And I hear it in my own kids, you know. I hear it in my own kids. And so y'all is a short, base word is you all, but it's y'all. And Ewans is you guys, like you guys or you all too. They say Ewans. So see, our language is kind of, and to that point, kind of taking that route, you know. So you can tell when we go to different states, they can tell we're from Oklahoma big time. They'll say, you're from Oklahoma, aren't you? I went to Alaska and went to a conference down there, and first thing they said was, you're from Oklahoma, aren't you? And I said, yes. And it was just my accent. You know, so, and the Mvskoke language has that too, in the tone, like bye. That's got a tone if you look at it. If you listen to it, it's got a tone and an accent. Bye. and you know, language, this is where you kind of get into the wanting to learn more about language. And you know, like I you know, went into, I noticed that the English, the British people, they got a lot of off, like they'll say, butter, would you like butter? You know, on your scone. They say scones, you know. And so I've noticed all that. I'm kind of, I got into all this stuff, you know, not just Mvskoke, but I hear different, you know, different tones and different sounds. And you know, like I like Cajun. I love the accent of Cajun. I like the way they talk, they speak. And I watched I love the way they, and you know, part of it is they do speak French, you know, but they got this certain accent when they speak English. And so I imitate them. I go around imitating, and I watched that show with all that hunts alligators, you know, and the reason why is there's 2 Indian guys on it. But when this guy says, shoot him, he's saying shoot him, but he'll say shoot him. And I got into this, and then I go around and I pick up their accent, and that's just playing, you know, and I'll talk to my grandkids like that, you know. And it's funny, you know. So, okay, we're gonna study sound. Let's study. Okay, remember that's got a long A sound. As in off key. Off key. Hear my tone. Off key. Ayo. And you know, I've heard a lot of people speak the language in kind of an English tone or an English phonetical sound. We're not English guys, so remember, forget English. So chi, as in chishi. I've heard some people say chisi. That's not Mvskoke. Chishi is chashi, chashi, chakiben, chakiben. Chishi is a mouse. Chashi is a pumpkin. Chakiben is 5. Iga. That's a short E. Iga is head. Ido is a tree. Ipoji. Ipoji. It's a sun. E, long E, okay. Long E. Idalwa. Idalwa. Idalwa is a tribal town. Igana. Igana is land, or it's even used for world, okay? Ibagan. 6. Fee, as in Figi. Figi. Figi is a heart. Facha. Facha. It can mean truth. This is a universal word. I'm not gonna say you can use it in different ways. Facha can mean truth, or it can mean toward. Okay. Say facha. Facha and onados. She's telling the truth. Or you can say dalo facha, toward town. Okay. So that fushwa is a bird. He, as in hishje. Hello. Hutki. Hutki is white. Hamgen is 1. A. This hey ye is hot. Legida. Legida is to set. Bekida. Bekida is to hoop, holler. Ki, as in ki, right here is mulberry. Mulberry. Gajol. Gajol is blackberry. Gabi. Gabi is soap. This kind of be used in different ways too. There's bath soap. There's laundry soap. There's dish soap. So they describe each one. But this one is body soap. Gabi. Okay. Li, as in litki. Litki, run. Loja. Loja, turtle. Lamhi. Lamhi is eagle. Me, as in mahi, is tall. Mano, as in thank you. Me, just do it. Ni, as in najomi. Najomi, how many? Nagin, what? This is another word. There's nagi, that's something like an object, or noggin, object. But this can be used with the tone now. Noggin, like what? And you know, my grandson, he'll be pulling on my shirt and I'll say, noggin, noggin. I'm saying what? And he'll say, open this, see? I'm saying what? And he's telling me, I want this open. Nodi, nodi. Nodi is teeth. It can be a tooth too. It can be both because we don't have plural nodis. I've heard some teachers say nodis. There is no nodis. It's nodi. It can mean one tooth or your whole set of teeth. It can mean both. Okay. Oh, this is where you need to put an attitude in this sound right here. Oh, it's, and I've heard some people say, oh, no, it's oh, okay? Oh, because even if you say oh, oba, and that ain't right. It's oh, like real blood short, oh, oba. Hear it? Oba. That's a noun. Ushki, ushki is rain. Owa, owa. Make sure you put that oh in there. Owa. That is water. B as in Mvskoke. Mvskoke is great. Mvskoke is father, our father actually. That's third person, Mvskoke. Bomi is we. Here we go. See, Bomi is we. Mvskoke, you got the B, ooh here, is our father. C. And a lot of people make a mistake on C, or they say we can't say it. The language is real prominent in your mouth, so you say the. Your tongue, the tip of your tongue is under your front, on your top teeth. The. Sako is a horse. The is a, and now this is just, the is a bullet or an arrow. Bullet or an arrow, and that's the only time you can use that the is a bullet or an arrow. Tato, tato, that's a fish. C as in sa shakwa, that's a goose. Shada, shada, that's an apple. Shoda, shoda is the sky. D as in diniki, diniki, diniki is thunder. Dolorosi is a chicken. Dolorosi. Tuchinen. Tuchinen is 3. As in chola. Chola. That's a fox. Kudi. Kudi is a frog. Bojashi is the owner, or even they even call that as our our God. Bojashi. Remember, ja, hear it? Jashi. Jashi is a pumpkin. Baji is a pigeon. Aji, hear that? Aji is corn. We as in washko. Washko, that's a chigger. Waga is a cow. Wisho, that's sassafras. Ye as in yaha. Yaha, that's a wolf. Yefki. Yefki is evening. Yanasha is a buffalo. So, okay. All these, okay. Yes, sir?
I have a question. Going back to the word shatta, when we encounter shatta.
Right here, let me get to it. Right here?
Right. When we encounter that sound that, you know, is really kind of only in the Mvskoke language when we use a V, or, you know, in English, Roman alphabet V, like what determines whether, because if I saw that, I would say shutta, but I notice in some words, the is an ah, like it's sometimes like at the end of words, I notice if you see it at the end, but like, what determines whether it's going to be an sound or an ah sound? Because if I saw that, I would just say, yeah, that's shutta in Mvskoke, but you're saying it's actually shatta.
It's sa da, sa da, sa. See, it's blunt, sada. And if we had an A in there, like a ah sound, it would be sada, sada. It would be sada, but here we're gonna, you know what? Just for your benefit, we're gonna go through this one right here, so you'll kind of get okay. When you put two syllable sounds together, you're gonna get two syllables together. You'll get a distinct sound. Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay. So right here. Okay, I'm gonna go through it, and we'll see, and you'll learn here what I'm talking about. When you put chi in the ah, the long ah, the sound, you get ja.
Ja.
Ja, chi,
Ji,
che,
je, cho,
ja. Chu, ja.
cha.
Ba,
Okay.
bi, bei,
bo,
ba. Okay, and this is just putting two singular sounds together to make it a sound. So here we go. Ga,
gi,
ge, go, gu, ga.
Ga.
Ha, he, hey, ho, hu, ha. La, li, lay, lo, lu, la. Ma, me, may, mo, mu, ma. Na, ni, nay, no, nu, na. Remember that the B is up, so you put ni in that, any one of these sounds, single sounds, you're gonna get that ma, na, ba. Okay.
No.
Okay. And then then ba, be, bay, bo, boo, ba. Are you understanding how these sounds are coming together?
Yes.
Okay. Da, fi, say, do, da. Okay. Here we go. The one you was wanting to learn. Sa, si, say, do, sa. Okay. Da, di, day, do, da. Here we go. Da. Sada. That word was just put two of these sounds together. Sada.
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 So see, yeah, and you know, I always say forget English,
right?
And then learn your single sounds. Sounds. Then when you put it together, you'll get sa, da. And then when you put these sounds together, then throw them together. You say sa, da, and then you say sa, da.
Okay. Sada.
Okay, now the T sound is D. Sada.
Right. Sada. And while we're on it, since we got down to ta, ti, te, to, tu, ta.
There you
So
go. Very good.
one question I've had since I started trying to really reconstruct the language is about the R pronunciation, because it seems to me like maybe there's some, like, even amongst Mvskoke speakers, like variation in just maybe regionally, like in terms of dialect, because I know just generally people will say, well, it's just like a TH sound, da, da. But I feel like the more ancient way is like, or that I've heard people sort of with the THL sound, like a more like fluff, fluff, fluff.
Okay. Now, remember, I don't know how long you've been in class, but I was telling them your mouth has a lot to do. Pay attention, hearing and placement of your mouth. Okay, the put your tongue, when you say it, your tongue is on top of your front teeth, and then your jaw kind of go, your cheeks kind of go back. Fee. Your mouth says fee. Fee. That's your single sound, fee. Can you say fee?
Fee.
Fee? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So when you put fee and ah together, you got tha, and your tongue's still up there. Tha.
Okay. And I don't want to take up too much of instruction time with
Hey, no. My job, and this will help everybody, even people that has been taking this class, they never get enough of sound. And you may ask something that they may wanted to learn, or that they thought, hey, that explains something that I didn't know. So that's okay, because this is how I teach class, guys. There's no stupid questions. And don't be afraid to make a mistake. And my job, I want you to learn this language, because, as our language is disappearing.
Yeah.
It's disappearing. And if I can teach you something, and I always put a guarantee on my class, you will learn something. You will learn something, and I want you to learn, because I'm hanging on to something that's ancient.
Right.
And when I go, it's going to go with me. I got to leave it. I got to leave it to somebody. I got to leave it to somebody. So, yeah.
One more question I have about the sound. So where I'm from, the town is now called Opelika, but I have known, we were taught that it's actually the words for Opewa Flako, which is big swamp. And as I have come to find like other like smaller places like in our region, like I realized that the folks that live there also named it that. And so there's a couple other like even smaller, I mean, it's a small town, but there's a couple other even smaller places that have that name, and it's like in a sort of variation. Opelaco is like one, I think it's in Florida, maybe like Seminoles, because they spoke the same language also. And so I'm wondering, like at the end, if it started out as those two words, Opilwa, which is swamp, I think, and then Flako, which is big. Like when you combine those two words, does the sound at the end of the first word disappear into the, do you combine them, or does it?
Yeah, you combine them. And in our language, there's no silent sounds. And that's for mouth and placement and feeling. To pay attention to your mouth, and a lot of it is hearing, and a lot of it is feeling. Like I want to go back up here for you just to let you know what I'm talking about. Say, and I use this as a example. This word right here, jahgiben. Jahgiben. That's for 5. Okay, when you do that, you won't hear the he in here. See, it's he, ni. But you won't hear that he in there because it's like a, you'll feel it at the base of your throat. And if you say it, you'll feel it.
Oh, no, I see what you mean, actually.
You see it?
So there's not even like where in English it disappears into the word. In Mvskoke, it doesn't, it stays, like you still have to bring it out some way.
Yeah, somewhere.
I got it.
And you pay attention to where it's at. Like you'll hear that in the base of your throat right here. You'll say, ja. And you're just exactly. Yeah. Ja,
okay.
Even.
That actually makes sense to me.
All right, cool. See, we just reached somebody here. And that's what I want. That's what I want. That's my job. That's my job, guys. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid there's no stupid questions. And I'll answer it if I can, okay? So very good. I'm glad that, and sometimes when that light flickers, the light will come on. And that's what a lot of people gets impatient about, for that little flicker or that light, and they'll say, I'll give up. Just wait on that and they'll make a bright light and you'll start getting it and you'll start learning, okay? Okay. We're gonna do buys because we did forms of greeting. I want y'all to use this, okay? We don't have buys in our language. And I don't know why. It makes you wonder. The Europeans will say goodbye. That seems so final, but in our language, we don't have bye. We'll say, I will see you. Chihijathis. This is talking to one person. Chihijathis. I will see you again. Hadam. Chihijathis. Again is Hadam. Okay? Hadam. Chihijathis. I will see everyone. That's just like you're in a household and there's a bunch of people there and you're just gonna say, I will see y'all. There goes that y'all. Chihijagathis. Chihijagathis. Here, see how I broke up those 2-syllable words, guys? Chihijagathis. I will see everyone. We will see each other again. That's like saying we will. We will. There's that. It's like an uplifting thing. We never know what's going to happen, but we're saying we will see each other again. Hadam dihijiyathis. Look here. Hadam dihijiyathis. Okay. See, they're all sounds. If you look at it, our language is sounds, isn't it? It sounds. Okay, let's see each other again. Hadam dihijagathis. Hadam dihijagathis. See how they're broken the sounds? So our language is sounds, guys. That's how come I stress sounds. I stress it. None of my classes go without sounds because they are sounds. Okay, let's meet up again. This is like accidentally meeting with somebody. You happen to be in Tulsa and the last person you expected to see is in the store. I've done that several times. I went to Tulsa one day and we went and ate in this restaurant. And guess what? We met up with somebody we knew. Okay, this is Hadam difachagathis. Hadam difachagathis. You're saying, let's meet up again. And then you just, Hadam difachagathis. And you're just like, oh, let's meet up somewhere accidentally again. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Remember, this is a two-way conversation. And I want y'all to use this. Use mine. Oh, Brandon's back there too. Did you pick it up? Oh, we have a phone call. Okay, this is what I use during my kids, you know, even my grandkids in my little Head Start classes. Magus. Say it. You know, if I say, if I say, my little grandchild to say something, I'll say Magus, and I'll say the word. See, I'll say the word. So I'll say Magus. If I say, I got Stephen in here with me, Stephen Powell in here. He's one of our Mvhayv. So I'll say, Stephen, Chibuhaks, Magus. See, I'm telling him to say, I can't hear you. I'm giving him a command. So a command always, and we're going to go through commands here pretty soon. It's got the C at the end. Every one of these, almost, okay, 3 of them is a command. So y'all can use this on me. You can say Mvhayv, Magus. Or you can say Hada Magus. Tell me to repeat something. And I can say that to you. Okay? I can't hear you. Chibuhaks. Chibuhaks. Jingithaks. I don't understand. Jingithaks. Okay? So these are something that you can use on me and I can use on you. Or you can use this right here, Magus, to a child. Or anybody. So my grandson, I'll tell him, you know, my grandkids, I'll tell them something, and they'll be standing there and I'll say, Magus. See, I'm telling them to say it. And they will. And they will say it because they understand me now. But it was repetition. It was repetition. So I'll say, Istilibega, Magus. And they'll say, Istilibega. See, Istilibega is shoes. And so that one was looking. So every chance I get, I talk to my grandkids and I use it. You know, every chance I get, you know, they'll say, where's my shoes? I'll say, Istilibega. Istilibega. I want them to say it, and I'll say Magus, and they'll say it. Okay. This is, you can use this on me. Use it on me. Y'all gotta say it to me. I don't mind, and I will help you. You know, just like, you know, that was a good question for us, you know. Okay. I was one.
Hadam Magus Sky.
Soda.
I hear C-O-D, but it's spelled C-U-D.
Yes, soda. That's sky. Soda.
See, I'm hearing C-O-D.
Okay.
Not
Okay. If it was C,
if
it was O, we'd say soda. 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 But if it's C-U, we'd say soda. Hear it? Soda. Soda.
So you hold it out a little longer then.
Yeah, well, soda. I'm just holding it out
Soda.
for you so you could hear that ooh, soda. But if you were just talking, you would say soda. Soda. Yeah.
Inga. Mado.
Okay. Okay, we're a verb prominent language. Okay, we're verb prominent language. So we're gonna do pronouns and verbs because that's pronouns, and I'm gonna show you how we use pronouns. And then I'm gonna show you verbs. Each one of this, we're verb prominent. And if you look at these, we'll use this every day. Okay. An infinitive verb always ends in the et. And to quit, that the et means to. Okay, means to. Wegi means quit. So when you get the infinitive, and if you go through, if you have a dictionary, if you're lucky enough to have a dictionary, you go through there, there's a lot of infinitive verbs. Wegida means to quit. To quit. Wegida. See how every one of these words got a base word and what it means? And it's the endings. You got to know your endings and your beginnings. And ida means to. Wegi means quit. But when you put the in as an infinitive verb, wegida means to quit. Command. You drop ed and add c. Means wegas. Wegas. That's a command. You're telling somebody to quit. You're asking somebody to quit. Wegas. See, my kids know this big time. Wegas.
Mvhayv, we are seeing where it says magas and hadam magas. We're not seeing the verb page that you're looking at.
Oh, wonder why. Let me say.
Share, maybe hit share.
I don't know why it's showing. You should, I don't know why it's not showing. There, can you see it? Okay. Nope.
Mongo, that was your introduction.
That's for another project. How about that? Can you see that?
Mongo,
Y'all seeing it?
Mongo.
Yes, it's introduction.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. How about this one? How about that?
Mongo.
Oh, mercy.
Is there a share?
Right here. That's share screen. How about that?
Mongo.
See.
I have no clue because Jordan left and this one, it should have been showing. I don't know why it's not showing. Let's see. What the heck?
Mvhayv, sometimes if you're sharing screen, you have to stop share and then share again.
Let me try it. Okay, then share again.
Uh-huh.
How about now? Okay, let's go. Let's try it here. Y'all seeing that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Had to reset.
Is no Mox or Mongo?
Mox is they are saying it. And Mungo means no. Okay. To a point it does. We don't hardly use that Mungo. We usually use monks, you know. So and we'll get is that what you're asking?
Eh,
Okay. Okay. Now
But
we're gonna go. Yeah, you're welcome. Inga. So to infinitive verbs right here. Way, see, they're broke up in sounds here. Look here. Way gida. Way gida, to quit. That's an infinitive verb. Anything that's got the ed at the end is infinitive. Okay. But You can use this as a command and change the ed to c and say Vegas. That means quit. Vegas. Vegas. That's a command saying, you know, I use this on my grandson. My grandson is a mess. So I'll say Vegas. And this command, this part can be used in different ways. The tone changes the meaning. You can say no, just, Vegas. Just say Vegas, you know, that's just the regular. But if my grandson just won't quit, I'll say Vegas. And that means, by God, I mean it. Okay? Vegas. So see, that can be used in tones. And then I am quitted. You take the ed and change it to ac, and you're doing it. Vegas. Vegas. Okay? Vegas. Listen to my tone. Vegas. This is Vegas. When you're telling somebody to quit doing something, mostly it's children. Vegas. Or, and I'm quitting. Vegas. Vegas. It's AC at the end, but the tone, Vegas. Nojida, to sleep. But if you're telling somebody no, just to go to sleep, and that's another one I use every day. No, just. No, just means you go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. But if you say, I am sleeping, no, Jess. No, Jess. Okay? No, Jess. I am sleeping. See, everything we do something, don't we? We don't just, we're verb prominent. Everything we do, and this is present tense now, okay? Home, aklobida, right here, aklobida. See those sounds? Those are 2-letter sounds. Aklobida, to bathe, to bathe. Take a bath. You're telling somebody, that's another one I use. See how many of these I use? This is every day, guys. This is everyday speaking. It's just every day. So aglobida is to bathe. It's infinitive because it's got the ed. But when you say take a bath, which I say every day, aglobus, aglobus. See those sounds? Aglobus means take a bath. So I tell my grandkids, aglobus, aglobus. Like I said, my grandson is probably the little, he's the little Spanky or something in my household. So I say aglobus, and he will. Aglobus, because you changed the ed to AC here. Aglobus, aglobus. I'm taking a bath. Aglobus, okay? That's present tense, okay? Aglobus. Humbida is to eat. Humbida is to eat. Humbus, this is another word. I say this every day. And you know, I'll tell my grandkids in English now, I'll say, go tell Buja to eat. He'll go out there and he'll say, Buja, humbus. He'll say, Buja, humbus. He's telling his grandpa to eat. And grandpa, Buja is a word for grandpa. So he says, Buja, humbus. And I do that to him to see if he's going to use it or if he's going to say eat. So I'll say, go tell Buja to eat. And he'll go out there and he'll say, Buja, humbus. So see, he's gotten a habit now of using humbus. And I want that. I am eating. Here we go. Now you're doing it at present time. You're changing eatia to humbes. Humbes. I am eating. And you know, this is everyday thing. So usually, and this here goes back to that telephone call. You get a telephone call. First thing they say is, what you doing? You can use any one of this and add to it. Humbes, aglobes, pases. Okay. To get up. Alegida. Okay, hear that. Alegida. Ah, it's got a long sound. Alegida. To get up. Get up. This is another one I'd said through the school year. Alegas. Get up. Alegas. That's a command. Alegas. I am getting up. Alegas. 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 To sweep. Bashida. Hear that? Bashida. Bashida. Sweep. Bashas. You're telling somebody to sweep the house. Bashas. I am sweeping. Bashes. Bashes. To make. Ha-yi-da. Hear those sounds right here? This is 2-letter sounds. Ha-yi-da. To make. You make it. Hi-yes. Hi-yes. I am making. Hi-yes. Hi-yes. Okay. To look for. Ho-bo-yi-da. See how these sounds, guys, they're broke up. Ho-bo-yi-da. They were all in your sounds. Every one of them was in your sounds. And remember, I told you before, every one of these sounds that I stress on you is in the Mvskoke word. In the Mvskoke word. And that's how you know that the Mvskoke language is sounds. They're sounds. Look here. Ho-bo-yi-da. You know, this hoboyada, it means nothing to anybody else. But in our language, it means to look for. To look for. See how unique our language is? We're sounds. Look for it. It don't mean anything to anybody else when you say hoboyas. Hear that sound? Hoboyas. It don't mean nothing to anybody else but us. That means you do it. You look for it. You look for it. Hoboyas. And that's another thing. When my grandson says, I can't find my shoes, I say, hoboyas. You look for it. That's a command. Look for it. I'm looking for it. Hoboyas. Hoboyas. Okay. Hoboyas. I'm looking for it. To look at. Hijida. Hijida. But if I say, look at that duck, Fujo, he just, I'm asking him to do it. I'm making a command. Fujo, he just, see, he just, by adding is G-I-C, I'm making it a command, but I had to draw. E-D-A. He just, I'm looking at, he just, so if I said Fujo, he just, I'm telling you to look at the duck, but if I tell you, Fujo, he just, I'm saying I'm looking at it. Present tense, okay? These are all present tense. He just, see how prominent verbs are in our language? Look at all these words that's made out of sounds. Look at all this. It don't mean nothing to anybody else but us, but they're sounds. Every one of these are sounds. Look how they're broke up. So, guys, that's why I stress sounds, okay? See? Look at all these words that come out of that sounds. We're sound prominent. We got sounds. We're verb prominent. we're verb complement. We're sounds. That's all it is, guys. That's why I stress sounds and I start every class. And you know, sometimes people will say, well, I had one that said, I want to learn words, but I want you to enunciate right. Because we can change this language real easy if we don't watch out.
Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
can you pronounce Adita and go through that one?
Yep. We're going to
Please,
start
thank
here.
you.
Okay. Legida is to set. Legida. If you go back to your two-letter sound, you'll find this. Legida, to set. But if you say command, sit down, which I use all the time, legus. Legus, sit down. I am sitting. Legus. Okay, here we go. To drink. Iskida. Iskida. Okay, that's to drink. But if I say drink it, iskas. Hear that? Ec, iskas. Iskas. Hear that tone? Iskas. Drink it. That's another one near wintertime. Medicine. Iskas. I'll give it to them. Medicine, little cup. Iskas. Okay. If you're drinking, iskas. 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 Hear that tone? Iskas. That's okay. To come. Here you go. Adida. 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 There's that ita right here. It's adida. And then come here. Adis. Adis. Come here. That's another one I said all the time. Adis. I'm coming. Adis. Adis. I am coming. To go. Ayida. Ayida. Go. Ayesh. Ayesh. I am going. Uh-oh. Ayes. There's a typo there. Okay. To tell. Onayida. Hear that? Look here. Onayida. Onayida. It's not onayida. It's onayida. And now say, tell me. Onayas. Onayas. I am telling Onayas. Onayas. You know, this coming weekend, we're going to have a storytelling, and I'm going to tell the story of the, it's not mythical, a legend of a story of, it's called Ihosha. It's something that makes you forget. I'm going to tell that story this weekend. And actually, it's the story from my mom because she's heard it. And she's heard that she's heard the real person, and she knows where the trail is that he followed way back then. So I'm going to tell that story. So look here. Onayida. To tell. Onayas. Tell the story. Onayas.
Mvhayv,
Uh-huh.
is there going to be a recording of the story? I'd love to hear that.
I think so. I think we're going to put it on a recording. Yes. Uh-huh.
Mado.
Uh-huh.
Hey,
Yes.
Hanaya, I have a question. I was doing a sentence on my
Uh-huh.
work, and it was I eat. So I put, just hummus. I had to write a sentence about what I do in the morning. I eat.
Uh-huh.
But I was corrected because he put homebase.
Yeah.
And he put so I was trying to explain. So where did he put the like HOMIPIS?
Okay. Homebase.
Yeah. And
Homebase. Uh-huh.
and does that-
Homebase is I did eat.
okay. See, I was just writing I eat
Yeah.
like you said on the last one. Like
Uh-huh.
you said, like taho home base, I eat fish.
Uh-huh.
And that's what I was putting, but I was corrected with home babies, and I was like, well, I'm not eating, I eat. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this
I don't
it's
know.
actually I did eat homebase.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Uh-huh.
that's what it's a past tense. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I mean, that's what I do in the morning. I eat cereal, whatever. But I said, I eat
So
fish.
I did eat is homebase. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And that's what I asked him about. He's like, no, that's how you would change.
Yeah.
I eat. And I was like, well, I said 2 different words because I eat is just home base. You know, I
Uh-huh.
eat. So I was
Yeah.
just wondering how
Does
why
that help? Homebase? Does that help you?
yeah.
I
'cause
did
like I
eat.
said, yeah.
All
See,
right.
I did eat. Okay.
I did eat. Okay.
Because my sentence wasn't past tense, it was just present, and that's why I got
Yeah.
confused.
Well, I'm glad I cleared you up a little bit. I'm glad I did, because that's what I'm
Yeah.
here for, guys.
Okay, all right,
That's
thank
what
you.
I'm here for.
Right,
Uh-huh.
bro.
I ain't got. So, like to close. Up, put dida. Up, put dida. To close. But if, and this is another one, summertime, wintertime. My grandkids. Up, put das. Up, put das. Up, put das. Close the refrigerator door, close the back door, close the front door, close this, close that, you know, it's always up, put das. I am closing up, put this. Up, put
Mvhayv,
uh-huh.
going back up, because I was trying to get your attention before you went to close.
Uh-huh.
Onayira, that one, Onayira.
Uh-huh.
My grandma, was it that? Nak onagujin magidoy much.
Uh-huh. Those are little stories, not for nugget.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, little things to
How do you
tell.
spell it?
Knock is
How do you spell it?
ni aki is knock. Onagoji o ni a ki u chi e onagoji. Onagoji. Anything that's small, you use uji at the end. Uji e. Knock onagoji. That's little things to tell. Because knock, the base word for knock is knock nagi. And they just shortened it up, knock onagoji. That's little stories, not little things to tell.
Oh, Mado, I'm sorry.
Okay, so if I say I'm closing, like a door, the windows, akotes, to put on, chida. Here, when you have 2 consonants like this right here, you gotta pronounce both of them. And that's hard to do, but you gotta, this is where feelings come in. Your tongue is on top of your palate. Chida, to put on. Chida. Just put it on. Just. And you don't hear that G in there, that first G in there right here, because it's on your tongue is on your palate. Just. That's a tricky one there. I am putting on just. Okay. Look here. To lie. Laksida. And then don't lie. Laksigot. And look, we changed here, didn't we? We don't usually tell people to lie, but if we did, we'd say laksas. We add the, we put the C there. Okay, see? It's command. Right here, we changed, don't lie. If we did, you can change that right there to say laksas. Tell somebody to lie. Laksas. We don't tell that, so I put laksigut. But you can tell somebody to lie, you know. And that's what I tell my grandkids, laksigut. I never tell them to lie. Ajibas, come on in. We're about done. We're past. Okay. I am lying. Now my grandson uses this right here. I'll say, Loxija, and he'll say, Loxes. And he don't know, actually, he'll grin and he'll say, Loxes. He's lying, because I'll give him this look and he'll say, Loxes. He uses that too, and I just use that on him to be playing with him mostly, and so that's what we use. Okay, hasiskifka. Hasi is sun. Iskifka means it's measuring it. Othibiga, 1 o'clock. Hasiskifka. Hamgat. Othibiga. Ayibahanes. I'm leaving. So that means Chihijagathis. Go back to your papers. Chihijagathis. Boxy. Boxy is tomorrow. We've been over that. Boxy. Chihijagathis. Mado. Mado.
Mado, Bahaya.
Mado.
Yeah, Mado.
Mado.
Inga.
Mahaya.
Inga. Mado.